I'm arranging white roses in a crystal vase when I hear David's car in the driveway. It's only 3 in the afternoon. He never comes home this early. My hands freeze. A thorn pricks my thumb. The door opens. His footsteps sound wrong, heavy, dragging. Not the confident stride of the man who left for work this morning. David, I call out, you're home early. He appears in the kitchen doorway. His face is gray, his hands shaking. He's holding a manila envelope. Every alarm in my body starts screaming. We need to talk, he says. Okay. I set down the roses, wiping my hands. What's wrong? Did something happen at? He places the envelope on the counter between us. It sits there like a bomb. Open it, he says. David, you're scaring me. What is that? Open it, Claire. My hands shake as I pull out the papers. DNA test results. The words blur, but 3 lines stand out. Alleged father, David Morrison child, Emma Morrison probability of paternity. 0% the papers slip from my fingers. She's not mine, David says. His voice is completely flat. Emma isn't my daughter. I can't breathe. Say something, he demands. Where did you get this? Emma wanted to do one of those ancestry kits for school. Remember? His laugh is bitter. I thought it would be fun, father. Daughter bonding, we did it together 3 weeks ago. Oh God, no. The results came back yesterday, he continues. I've been sitting in my car for 2 hours trying to convince myself it was a mistake. But there's no mistake, is there? The truth must be written all over my face. When, he asks quietly, I grip the counter. That conference, Boston, 18 years ago. The graphics conference. His voice rises. When we were fighting about having a baby, I nod. So you fucked someone else. I flinch. David, who was IT, a colleague, Marcus Chen, software engineer. I barely knew him. You barely knew him, he repeats slowly. But you knew him well enough to... He stops, his jaw clenched. Did you know, all these years, did you suspect Emma wasn't mine? This is the question I've dreaded for 18 years. I didn't want to know. I whisper. I couldn't let myself think about it. The look he gives me then, it's not anger. It's disgust. You knew, he says. You knew she might not be mine, and you let me love her anyway. She is yours. I reach for him. David, you raised her. You're her father. Stop. He pulls away. I'm leaving. What? I'm packing a bag, and I'm leaving this house. No, we can work through this. Counseling, therapy, whatever you need. There's nothing to work through. Our marriage was a lie. But Emma, don't say her name. She's your daughter. She's not my daughter, he's shouting now. She's evidence of your betrayal. Every time I look at her, I'll see what you did. David, please. This isn't her fault. No, it's yours. He turns toward the stairs. I follow him, stumbling. Where's Emma? Study group at Taylor's. She'll be home at 8. He checks his watch. Good, I'll be gone by then. No, you can't just abandon her. Tell her whatever you want. He pulls a suitcase from the closet, throwing clothes inside. Tell her I'm a monster. You'd be right. Please don't do this to her. She worships you. You didn't just betray me, Claire. He stops, his eyes wet. You betrayed her. You let her love a father who isn't her father. You let me love a daughter who isn't my daughter. Every birthday, every school play, every I love you, Daddy, all built on your lie. She's still the same girl. Nothing is the same. He zips the suitcase. Everything I thought I knew was a lie. The David I married wouldn't abandon a child. The David you married didn't exist. He whirls on me. That man thought he was raising his daughter. He thought he had a real family. He was an idiot. He walks past me, suitcase in hand. I follow him down the stairs. David, please. Goodbye, Claire. He opens the door and walks out. 20 years, and he walks out without looking back. I collapse on the floor. Through the window, I watch him load his car and drive away. At 7:45, I drag myself up. I splash water on my face, but there's no hiding this. At 8:03, Emma's key turns in the lock. Mom, you won't believe what happened at study group. She sees me and stops. Mom, what's wrong? She drops her backpack. Oh my God, are you crying? Where's Dad? I can't speak. Mom, you're scaring me. Where's Dad? He left. I whisper. What do you mean he left? Left for where? He's not coming back, Emma. What are you talking about? Her voice rises. What happened? There was a DNA test from that ancestry kit you wanted to do. Yeah, Dad surprised me with it. So what? The results came back. She stares at me. I watch understanding dawn slowly on her face. No, she breathes. I'm so sorry, baby. No, you're lying. Emma, Dad. She runs to the stairs. Dad, where are you? He's gone, Emma. He left. She spins around. What do you mean he left? Because of some stupid test? That's insane. He thinks, he knows. Emma, biologically, David isn't. Stop. Her face goes white. Stop talking. I need to explain. You need to explain. Her voice turns shrill. You need to explain why my father just abandoned me. It was 18 years ago. I made a mistake. A mistake. She laughs, wild and broken. You're calling this a mistake. Emma, please. Who is he? My real father. Who is he? His name is Marcus Chen. I worked with him briefly. Does he know about me? And no. I never told him. She stares at me for a long moment. Then something in her breaks. So I'm nobody's daughter now. She whispers, Dad abandoned me, and my biological father doesn't even know I exist. Emma, don't touch me. She jerks away. This is your fault. All of it. She runs upstairs. Her door slams. I sink to the floor again, and I don't get up for hours. I can't breathe. I can't speak. I can only stare at those DNA results scattered across the counter like they're going to swallow me whole. Emma was so excited about the ancestry kit. David says, his voice is flat, emotionless, like he's reading from a script. She kept talking about discovering her heritage, learning where she came from. I thought it would be a nice surprise. Father-daughter bonding. I want to say something, anything, but my throat has closed. The results came back yesterday. He continues. I've been sitting in my car for 2 hours trying to figure out what to do, trying to find some explanation that makes sense. David, how long have you known? I didn't. Don't lie to me, Claire. I can see it on your face. You knew. I gripped the counter so hard my knuckles turn white. It was Boston. That conference 18 years ago, the graphics conference, he says slowly, when we were fighting. Yes, we were fighting because you wanted a baby and I wasn't ready. I wanted to make partner first. You kept saying we had time, that we should wait. The words tumble out now, but I was 39, David. My doctor said if we were going to have kids, we needed to do it soon, and you kept pushing it off. So that gave you permission to fuck someone else. I flinch. No, God, no, that's not what I'm saying. Then what are you saying? I'm saying I felt alone. Desperate? Like I was running out of time, and you didn't care. I cared, he says quietly. I was just scared. But instead of talking to me about it, he stops, his jaw clenched. Who was he? It doesn't matter. Who was he? Marcus Chen, a software engineer. He was working with my firm on a project. Did you know him well? No, we'd met maybe twice before that night. Twice. He repeats, you threw away our marriage for someone you'd met twice. I didn't throw away our marriage. It was one night, David. One horrible mistake. Tell me what happened, David. I want to know. I need to know. I close my eyes. There was a networking dinner. Everyone was drinking. I had too much wine. Way too much. Marcus and I ended up talking at the bar after everyone else left. He was easy to talk to. He listened. He listened. David says bitterly, we talked about work, about life, about wanting kids. His wife didn't want children. He seemed sad about it. And I was sad too, because you kept saying not yet, not yet. So you went to his room. Yes. The word comes out as a whisper. Did you use protection? I shake my head. Jesus Christ, Claire. I wasn't thinking. I was drunk and lonely and so desperate to be a mother that my voice breaks. I made the worst decision of my life. When did you find out you were pregnant? 6 weeks later. I took 3 tests and they were all positive. And you just assumed it was mine. We'd been intimate around that time too. You came home from the office late one night and I stopped. I told myself it had to be yours. I convinced myself the timing was right. You convinced yourself. He says, you chose to believe a lie. Yes. Did you ever consider telling me the truth? Every day. I whisper. Every single day for 18 years. But you didn't. No. Why not? Because I was a coward. Because I was terrified of losing you. Because the longer I waited, the harder it became. David walks to the window, his back to me. The silence stretches between us. Did you suspect? He asks finally, when Emma was born, when she started growing up. Did you look at her and wonder? This is the question that breaks me. The one I've been dreading. Sometimes, I admit, when she smiled a certain way, or when she got that dimple in her left cheek. You don't have that dimple, neither do I, so you knew. I didn't want to know, I pushed it away. I told myself I was being paranoid. He turns to face me. Did you ever try to find out for sure? No, never. Why not? Because if I knew for certain, I'd have to tell you. And I couldn't, my voice cracks. I couldn't lose our family. So you let me raise another man's child for 18 years. She's not another man's child. She's Emma. She's our daughter. Don't. His voice is sharp. Don't call her our daughter. She's your daughter. And his, but she's not mine. You're the one who taught her to ride a bike. You're the one who stayed up all night when she had pneumonia. You coached her soccer team, helped her with algebra, walked her through her first heartbreak. Stop it. That's what makes you her father, David. Not DNA, love, time, showing up every single day. I said stop. He slams his hand on the counter. You don't get to lecture me about being a father. You're the one who lied. You're the one who stole 18 years from me. I didn't steal anything. You let me love a child who isn't mine. You let me plan for her future, dream about her wedding, imagine grandchildren, all while knowing she might not be mine. She loves you. That doesn't matter anymore. How can you say that? Because every time I look at her now, I'll see your betrayal. I'll see 18 years of lies. I'll see proof that my entire life has been a fraud. David, please, I'm leaving. He turns toward the stairs. Wait, I'm packing a bag and I'm leaving this house. I need to think. Think here, we can talk this through. There's nothing to talk through, Claire. You destroyed us. You destroyed everything. What about Emma? I'm crying now, desperate. What am I supposed to tell her? He stops at the bottom of the stairs. When he looks back at me, his eyes are empty. Tell her the truth. Tell her that her mother is a liar, and her father, his voice breaks. Tell her that the man she thought was her father isn't. Tell her that biology matters, no matter what anyone says. David, I won't take anything that reminds me of this lie. He starts up the stairs, not the house, not the furniture, not the life we built. And Emma, he doesn't answer. David, what about Emma? He stops halfway up the stairs. When he speaks, his voice is barely audible, especially not Emma. Then he's gone, and I'm alone in the kitchen with the DNA results scattered around me like bomb fragments. I sink to the floor and finally let myself break. I'm on my knees. I've never begged for anything in my life, but here I am, on the cold tile floor of our kitchen, hands clasped like I'm praying, tears streaming down my face as I look up at the man I've shared 18 years with. Please, David, please don't do this to her. He won't look at me. He's staring at the refrigerator, at the magnets holding Emma's honor roll certificates and the family photo from last Christmas. His jaw is clenched so tight I can see the muscle jumping. She's your daughter. I sob, my voice breaking. You raised her. You loved her. Biology doesn't erase 18 years of being her father. Finally, he looks down at me, and his eyes are empty, completely empty. She's the evidence of your betrayal. He says, his voice cold and flat, every time I look at her, I'll see what you did. I can't do it, Claire. I won't, David, I won't. He turns and walks toward the stairs. I scramble to my feet, following him, my legs shaking so badly I have to grip the banister. Please, just listen to me. I'm done. Listening. He's already in our bedroom, his bedroom now, I suppose, pulling a suitcase from the closet. The sound of the zipper is like a gunshot in the silence. I'll do anything, I say desperately. Standing in the doorway, marriage counseling, therapy, I'll find Marcus and make him take responsibility. I'll give you a divorce and never ask for a penny. Anything. Anything but abandoning Emma. David throws a stack of shirts into the suitcase without folding them. He's never been careless with his clothes before. He's the one who folds everything, who organizes the closet by color. Where is she now? He asks. My throat tightens. Study group, at Taylor's house. What time will she be home? 8 o'clock, I whisper. He checks his watch. Good. I'll be gone by then. David, tell her whatever you want. Tell her I'm a monster. You'd be right. I move into the room, reaching for his arm, my fingers close around his wrist, and I hold on with everything I have. Please, I beg. She worships you. This will destroy her. You know it will. For a moment, he stops packing. His shoulders slump, and when he turns to face me, I see tears in his eyes for the first time since I told him the truth. Then you should have thought of that 18 years ago, he says quietly. You didn't just betray me, Claire. You betrayed her. You let her love a father who isn't her father. You let me love a daughter who isn't my daughter. That's on you. All of this is on you. He pulls his arm free and goes back to packing pants, socks, his favorite sweater that Emma gave him for his birthday 3 years ago, the one with the hole in the sleeve that he refuses to throw away. Don't take that, I whisper. She gave you that. I know what she gave me. He throws it in the suitcase anyway. I follow him as he moves through the house, gathering things, his laptop from his office, his toiletries from the bathroom, the spare phone charger from the kitchen drawer. He moves like a man possessed, mechanical and efficient, and I trail behind him, like a ghost, pleading, we can fix this. We can work through this. There's nothing to fix. I love you. Emma loves you. Emma loves a lie. She loves you, David, the real you. The man who would don't. He stops at the front door, suitcase in hand, and finally looks at me. Really looks at me. Don't tell me who I am to her. I don't know who I am anymore. The clock on the wall says 7:30. I watch through the living room window as he loads his suitcase into the trunk of his car. The motion, denser light in the driveway, flicks on, illuminating him in harsh white light. He closes the trunk, stands there for a moment with his hand on the car, his head bowed. For one desperate second, I think he's going to change his mind, come back inside, tell me we'll figure this out together. But then he gets in the driver's seat, starts the engine, and backs down the driveway without looking back. I sink onto the couch in the dark living room and stare at nothing. At 8:02, I hear Emma's key in the lock. Mom, I'm home. Her voice is bright, happy. She's laughing at something. Taylor's mom made the worst lasagna. I'm talking like criminally bad. We should call the... She stops in the doorway. I can feel her looking at me even though I can't see her face in the darkness. Mom. Her voice changes. What's wrong? Why are you sitting in the dark? I try to answer, but nothing comes out. She flips on the light, and I watch her face as she takes me in. My swollen eyes, my tear, stained cheeks, the way I'm hunched over on the couch like someone punched me in the stomach. Mom, what happened? She drops her backpack and rushes over, kneeling in front of me. Are you hurt? Is it Grandma did something? Where's Dad? She asks suddenly, looking around. Where's his car? I open my mouth, close it, try again. Emma, I need to tell you something. Where is he? Her voice rises. Mom, where's Dad? He left. The words hang in the air between us. Left? She shakes her head, confused. Left where? A business trip. He didn't say anything this morning. He left us, Emma. Her face goes blank. What? I need to explain something to you, about me, about your father, about Marcus. About why? What are you talking about? She stands up, backing away from me. What do you mean he left us? That doesn't make sense. Dad wouldn't just. He wouldn't. Emma, please sit down. No. She's looking around wildly now, like she's expecting him to walk through the door any second. This is crazy. You're not making sense. Did you guys have a fight? Is that what this is? Because he'll come back, he's not coming back. Stop saying that. Her voice cracks. Just tell me what happened. Why would he leave? I stand up reaching for her, but she flinches away. Because of me. I say, because I lied to him. Because 18 years ago, I made a mistake, and I've been lying about it ever since. And now, what mistake? She's crying now, tears streaming down her face. What are you talking about? I take a breath, look at my daughter, at David's daughter, because she is his daughter, biology be damned, and I tell her the truth, the man who raised you. David, he's not your biological father. Emma stares at me like I've started speaking another language. What? Your real father's name is Marcus. Marcus Chen. I had an affair with him before David and I got married, and I got pregnant, and I thought, I hoped. But Emma, I'm so sorry, Stop. She holds up her hand. Just stop talking. Emma, Dad knows this. I nod. And that's why he left. Because I'm not, because he's not. She can't finish the sentence. She's shaking her head over and over, her hands pressed to her temples like she's trying to keep her skull from splitting open. He said, I have to force the words out. He said he can't look at you without seeing what I did. The sound Emma makes is inhuman. It's a wail, a scream, something torn from the deepest part of her. She collapses onto the floor, and I try to hold her, but she shoves me away. Don't touch me, she gasps. Don't you dare touch me. Emma, please. He taught me to ride a bike. She says, her voice raw. He stayed up all night when I had the flu. He cried at my 8th grade graduation. He's my dad, I know. And you took him from me, Emma. You took him from me. She's screaming now, her face red and blotchy. This is your fault, all of it. Your lie, your mistake. And now I don't have a father anymore because of you. Every word is a knife, but she's right. She's absolutely right. I'm sorry. I whisper, I'm so sorry. But sorry doesn't bring David back. Sorry doesn't undo 18 years of lies. Sorry doesn't give my daughter her father back. Emma runs upstairs and I hear her door slam so hard the pictures on the wall shake. I sit alone in the living room in the house that's supposed to be full of my family, and I realize that in trying to protect everyone, I've destroyed everything. Emma won't stop calling him. She's on her phone, stabbing at the screen with shaking fingers, and I can hear the ringing through the speaker, once, twice, 3 times, then voicemail. Dad, it's me. Please pick up. Please, Mom's saying crazy things and I don't understand, and I just need you to come home. And she hangs up, dials again. This is a joke, right? She looks at me with wild eyes, some kind of test, marriage counseling thing. Because it's not funny, Mom. It's not. The phone rings out again. Voicemail. Dad, please, please. I don't know what's happening. Just call me back. Just her voice breaks and she tries again, and again, and again. Emma, he's not going to answer. Shut up. She whirls on me. You don't know that. He's probably just driving somewhere, or his phone died, or he left, Emma. He's not. Shut up. She dials his office. I hear the line connect, hear the receptionist's pleasant voice. Morrison and Associates. How may I? Jenny, it's Emma Morrison. Is my dad there? I really need to talk to him. A pause. Oh, Emma, sweetie, he's not in the office right now. When will he be back? I'm not sure. He called earlier and said he'd be taking some personal time. Is everything okay? Emma's face crumbles. No, nothing's okay. If he calls, tell him I need him. Tell him it's an emergency. She hangs up and immediately dials another number. Uncle Rob. It's Emma. Is Dad with you? I can hear David's brother's voice, confused. Emma, no, why would? Is something wrong? Have you talked to him today? Not since Tuesday. What's going on? Nothing. Never mind. She tries his gym, his golf buddy, his colleague from the firm. Each call chips away at the denial, and I watch her face change as the reality settles in. By 10 o'clock, she's stopped calling. She's just sitting on the couch, phone clutched in her lap, staring at nothing. He really left, she whispers. Yes. Because of what you told him. About this Marcus person. Yes. Tell me. Her voice is flat, emotionless. Tell me everything. So I do. I tell her about the firm, about working late nights, about Marcus Chen with his easy smile and his architectural drawings spread across his desk. I tell her about David and I being separated, about thinking it was over, about the mistake that became the biggest lie of my life. Where is he now? Emma asks. Marcus. I don't know. We weren't friends. After I found out I was pregnant, I cut off all contact. He left the firm about 6 months later. So you don't have his phone number, his email, anything? No, she laughs, but it's a terrible sound. So I'm nobody's daughter now. Dad abandoned me, and my biological father doesn't even know I exist. I'm just nobody. Emma, you're not. Don't. She stands up abruptly. Don't tell me who I am. You've been lying about that my whole life. I reach for her, and she jerks away like I've burned her. Don't touch me. She hisses. This is your fault. All of it. I hate you. She runs upstairs and I hear her door slam. Emma doesn't go to school the next day, or the day after that. I call in sick to work and spend my time outside her bedroom door, talking to the wood. Emma, please, I know you're angry. You have every right to be angry, but please let me in. Silence. I brought you breakfast. Your favorite blueberry pancakes. They're outside the door. More silence. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. If I could go back and change it, I would. If I could trade places with you, take all this pain onto myself, I would do it in a heartbeat. Sometimes she yells back, tells me to go away, tells me she wishes I'd never been born. Sometimes there's only the crushing weight of her silence. The pancakes sit untouched for hours before I take them away. On the 4th morning, the doorbell rings. I open it to find Patricia Morrison on my doorstep. David's mother is 64 and formidable, always perfectly put together in her pressed slacks and silk blouses. She was a school principal for 30 years, and she still carries that air of quiet authority. But today her eyes are red, rimmed, and her hands are shaking. Is it true? She demands. What David told me, is it true? I can't speak. I just nod. Her face crumples, and for a moment she looks ancient. Oh, Claire, Patricia, I don't care about your marriage, she says, her voice hard. That's between you and my son. But Emma, how could you let him abandon Emma? I didn't let him do anything. I begged him to stay. I got on my knees and, where is she? Her room. She hasn't come out in 3 days. Patricia pushes past me and heads straight up the stairs. I follow at a distance, hovering in the hallway as she knocks on Emma's door. Emma, sweetheart, it's Grandma. Let me in. For a moment, nothing. Then I hear the lock click. Patricia slips inside and closes the door behind her. I press my back against the wall and slide down until I'm sitting on the floor, listening to the murmur of voices through the wood. Patricia's voice is gentle, soothing. Emma's is broken, raw. I hear sobs. I hear Patricia's calm, steady responses. I hear my daughter say I don't know who I am anymore, and Patricia say you're exactly who you've always been. An hour passes. When the door finally opens, Patricia steps out alone. She looks at me with an expression I can't quite read, part sympathy, part disgust. I'm taking Emma to stay with me for a while. She says, what? No, she should. She needs space from you, Claire. And honestly, you need time to figure out how to fix this mess. I can't lose her too. Please, Patricia, she's all I have left. You lost her the moment you decided to lie. Patricia's voice isn't cruel, just matter of fact. She needs stability right now. She needs someone who isn't drowning in guilt and shame, someone who can think clearly. I'm her mother. Yes, you are. And that means doing what's best for her, not what's easiest for you. I want to argue, want to fight, but deep down I know she's right. 20 minutes later, Emma comes downstairs with a duffel bag. She's wearing sweatpants and one of David's old college sweatshirts, and her hair is tangled. She won't look at me. Emma, please. Can we talk for just a minute? No, I love you. You know that, right? No matter what happens, no matter how angry you are, don't. She finally looks at me, and her eyes are so cold. Don't talk to me about love. You don't know what that word means. Patricia puts her arm around Emma's shoulders and guides her toward the door. How long? I ask desperately. How long will she be gone? Patricia pauses. As long as she needs. Don't call. Don't text. When she's ready to talk to you, she'll reach out. But let her go, Claire. I watch through the window as they get into Patricia's car. Emma in the passenger seat, her face turned away from the house. Patricia backing down the driveway, her expression grim. The house is silent. I'm alone. I've lost my husband. I've lost my daughter. I've lost the life I spent 18 years carefully constructing, and it's nobody's fault but my own. I can't stay in this house. Every room reminds me of what I've lost. Emma's jacket on the hook by the door. David's coffee mug still in the sink. Family photos on the mantel that now feel like evidence of my crime. But I can't fall apart. Not yet. Not when there's still something I can do. If David won't be Emma's father, then she deserves to. No, her biological one. I find Rachel Torres through a Google search at 2 in the morning. Her website is simple, professional. Torres Investigations. We find people. Her photo shows a woman in her 40s with sharp eyes and a no-nonsense expression. I call her office the next morning. Torres Investigations. Hi, I need to find someone. From 18 years ago. I don't have much information, but come in today, 2 o'clock. We'll talk. Rachel's office is in a strip mall between a dry cleaner and a nail salon. Inside, it's cramped but organized. She offers me coffee, and I accept even though my hands are already shaking. Tell me about the person you're looking for, she says, pulling out a yellow legal pad. His name is Marcus Chin. He'd be about 43 now. He's a software engineer, or he was 18 years ago. We worked together at Brennan and Associates in Boston. Relationship. I swallow hard. Brief, very brief. He doesn't know that I got pregnant. Rachel doesn't even blink. And you need to find him now because my daughter just found out he's her biological father. Because my husband left us. Because she deserves to know where she comes from. Rachel nods, writing. What else can you tell me about him? Middle name, birthday, hometown. I don't know. We weren't close. It was just a few weeks, and then I cut off all contact when I realized it's okay. I've worked with less. She looks up at me, and her expression softens slightly. These cases are always complicated. You need to prepare yourself for what we might find. What if he's married? What if he doesn't want to know? What if he's angry that you kept this from him? I know, but I have to try. Okay then, I'll start with employment records and social media. Give me a week. Patricia lets me visit Emma twice a week, Tuesday and Thursday afternoons, 2 hours each time. The first visit, I bring her favorite cookies from the bakery downtown. Patricia answers the door and takes them without comment. She's in the living room. I'll be staying with you. Emma is curled up in Patricia's armchair, wearing the same sweatshirt she left in. She doesn't look up when I enter. Hi, sweetheart. Nothing. I brought you snickerdoodles. I'm not hungry. I sit on the couch across from her, and Patricia settles into the corner chair with a book. A silent guardian. How are you feeling? Emma shrugs. Are you sleeping okay? Eating? Why do you care? Because I'm your mother. She finally looks at me, and her eyes are like ice. Are you? Because mothers don't destroy their children's lives. I deserve that. I deserve all of it. You're right. I did destroy everything, but I'm trying to fix it, Emma. I'm trying. You can't fix this. Her voice cracks. Dad is gone. My entire life was a lie. How do you fix that? I don't know. But I'm going to try. The rest of the visit passes in painful silence. The second week, Emma actually asks me a question. Did you ever love Dad, or was your whole marriage a lie? Patricia looks up from her book, alert. I loved him. I say immediately, I love him still. Emma, your father, David, he was my best friend. My partner, my everything. Then how could you do it? Her voice is small, lost. How could you lie to him for 18 years? I was scared, and the longer I waited, the harder it became to tell the truth. Every birthday, every Christmas, every time he looked at you with so much love, I told myself I was protecting everyone. But I was just protecting myself. That's not an answer. I know. I don't have an answer that makes sense. I was a coward, Emma. I'm sorry. She turns away and I know the conversation is over. Rachel calls on a Tuesday afternoon. I found him. My heart stops. Where? Seattle. He's living in Redmond actually. Works for Microsoft. Married to a woman named Diane Chin. They have 2 kids. A boy and a girl. Ages 12 and 9. Oh God. I'm sending you a photo now. Heads up, Clara, it's going to be obvious. My phone buzzes. I open the image. Marcus is standing in front of a Christmas tree, his arm around a blonde woman. 2 kids grin at the camera. He's older, graying at the temples, wearing glasses now. But his smile, Emma's smile, and his eyes, and the dimple in his left cheek. Claire. You still there? Yeah, sorry. It's just she looks exactly like him. Do you want me to make contact? I can reach out, feel things out, see if he's receptive. I think about Emma's hollow voice. I'm nobody's daughter now. No. I need to do this myself. Are you sure? These conversations can go sideways fast. I'm sure. Can you get me his email address? A pause. I can. But I didn't get it from me, understand. Understood. I spend an entire day writing the email. Dear Marcus, this is Claire Morrison. We worked together 18 years ago at Brennan and Associates in Boston. I need to tell you something. That will change your life. Too dramatic. Delete. Marcus, you probably don't remember me, but he'll remember me. We weren't that many people at the firm. Delete. Marcus, I'm sorry to contact you out of the blue, but I have no choice. You have a daughter. Too blunt. I must write 20 versions before I finally settle on something simple and honest. Marcus, this is Claire Morrison. We worked together 18 years ago in Boston. I need to tell you something that will change your life. You have a daughter. Her name is Emma, and she's beautiful and brilliant and deserves better than what I've given her. If you're willing to listen, I'll explain everything. I hit send before I can lose my nerve. Then I wait. His response comes the next morning. Claire, I remember you. This is shocking news. I need to verify this is real before I can respond appropriately. Can we set up a video call? We arranged to speak at 8 p.m. I spend the entire day sick with nerves. When his face appears on my laptop screen, older, with gray in his hair, but unmistakably Emma's features, I start crying before I can even say hello. I'm sorry. I manage. I'm sorry. I just. You look so much like her. Marcus is quiet for a moment. Tell me everything. So I do. I tell him about David and our separation, about our brief time together, about finding out I was pregnant and choosing to believe Emma was David's because it was easier, safer, better for everyone. Why now? Marcus asks when I finish. Why tell me after 18 years? Because she found out, and her father, David, he left. He can't look at her anymore. And Emma said she's nobody's daughter now, and I can't let her believe that. Marcus is quiet for a long moment. His face is unreadable. I need to talk to my wife. He says finally, this isn't just my decision. If Emma is mine, and I'm not saying I doubt you, but I need confirmation, then she deserves to know me. But I have a family, Claire, 2 other children. I need to handle this carefully. I understand. Give me a few days. I'll be in touch. The screen goes dark, and I'm alone again. But for the first time in weeks, I feel something that might be hope. The paternity test results arrive in a plain white envelope. I already know what they'll say, but my hands still shake as I open it. Probability of paternity, 99.9%. I forward the PDF to Marcus immediately. His response comes within an hour. I'd like to meet her. Is next month too soon? 3 weeks later, I'm sitting in my car outside Rosewood Cafe, gripping the steering wheel so hard my knuckles are white. Patricia's car pulls up beside me. Emma gets out, slowly, looking like she might throw up. You okay? I ask as we meet on the sidewalk. No, me neither. Patricia locks her car and comes to stand beside Emma. Remember, sweetheart, you don't have to do anything you're not comfortable with. If it's too much, we leave. No questions asked. Emma nods, but she doesn't look convinced. We walk inside. The cafe is quiet. Just a few people scattered at corner tables. Marcus isn't here yet. What if he doesn't show? Emma whispers, he'll show. What if he takes one look at me and realizes he made a mistake? That's not going to happen. You don't know that. She's right. I don't. The door opens and Marcus walks in. He's wearing jeans and a button-down shirt, and he looks as terrified as we do. His eyes scan the room until they land on our table, and then he freezes. Emma grabs my hand, an unconscious gesture, the first time she's touched me voluntarily since everything fell apart. Marcus walked over slowly. Claire. Emma, hi. I manage. He sits down across from us, and for a moment, nobody speaks. He just stares at Emma, and she stares back, her hand crushing mine. You look like my mother, he says softly. She passed away 5 years ago, but you have her eyes. She would have loved to meet you. Emma doesn't respond. She's frozen, barely breathing. I open my mouth to say something, anything to break the awful silence. But Patricia's hand lands gently on my arm. This moment belongs to them, not me. Marcus clears his throat. I guess I should tell you about myself. I'm a software engineer at Microsoft. I've been there for about 10 years now. Before that, I worked at a startup that went under. Long story. I'm married to Diane. She's a nurse. We have 2 kids together. How old? Emma's voice is barely audible. Sophie is 12. James is 10. He pauses. You're half siblings. Emma flinches like he slapped her. Sorry, Marcus says quickly. I don't know the right way to say any of this. There isn't a right way. Patricia says gently. Marcus nods gratefully. Diane knows about you. She's processing. It's a lot for her to take in. But she's not angry. She wants to meet you eventually, when you're ready. Why? Emma asks suddenly. Why what? Why are you here? You have a whole family, a real family. You don't need me. Marcus's face softens. Emma, I'm here because you exist, and you deserve to have a father who wants you. I can't erase the 18 years I missed, and I can't replace David. Emma flinches again at the name. But I can try to be part of your future, if you'll let me. David doesn't want me anymore. Emma's voice breaks. He left because I'm not really his. Why would you want me when you have your own kids? You are my own kid. Marcus leans forward, his voice intense. Biology matters, Emma. I know people say it doesn't, but it does. You're my daughter, and more than that, you're a person who deserves love and support. What happened isn't your fault. None of this is your fault. A tear slides down Emma's cheek, then another. I know this is overwhelming. Marcus continues. I know I'm a stranger to you. I'm not asking you to call me dad or consider me family right away. I just want a chance to know you. That's all. Emma wipes her eyes with the back of her hand. What are they like? Sophie and James. Marcus's face lights up. Sophie is a lot like you, actually. She's brilliant, straight A's, loves math and science. She wants to be an aerospace engineer. James is more creative. He's into art and music. Drives his mother crazy, leaving paint supplies everywhere. Do they know about me? Yes. I told them last week. Sophie asked about 1,000,000 questions. James wanted to know if you like video games. The tiniest smile flickers across Emma's face. I do, actually. He'll be thrilled. He's obsessed with Minecraft right now. I play Minecraft. See, already something in common. For the next hour, they talk. Marcus shows Emma photos on his phone, Sophie at a science fair, James covered in paint, Diane laughing at a family barbecue. He tells stories about his work, about the time he accidentally crashed the entire office server system, about Sophie's disastrous attempt at making pancakes. Emma listens, occasionally asking questions. Her shoulders slowly relax. She even laughs once when Marcus describes James trying to teach their dog to fetch and ending up getting dragged across the yard instead. I sit quietly, watching my daughter connect with the man who gave her half her DNA. Patricia's hand finds mine under the table and squeezes. A waitress comes by and we order coffee and pastries. The conversation flows more easily now. Marcus asks Emma about school, her interests, her friends. She tells him about Taylor, about her favorite classes, about wanting to study marine biology. My mother was fascinated by the ocean. Marcus says she grew up on the coast in Taiwan. She used to tell me stories about tide pools and sea turtles. I've never been to Taiwan. Maybe someday we could go together. I've been meaning to take Sophie and James. They should know where their grandmother came from. He pauses. You should too. Emma looks down at her coffee. That would be nice. Before Marcus leaves, he asks, can I stay in touch? Maybe we could video call once a week, just to get to know each other better. Emma nods cautiously. I'd like that. Great. I'll email you. Or should I text? Text is fine. Marcus stands and then does something unexpected. He walks around the table to Patricia and hugs her. Thank you for being here for her, he says. Thank you for not abandoning her when David did. Patricia's voice cracks. She's my granddaughter. Biology doesn't change that. She hugs him back, crying quietly. Marcus turns to me. Our eyes meet, and I see no anger there, just sadness for all the lost years. Thank you for finding me, he says. I can't speak, I just nod. He looks at Emma one more time. I'll text you tomorrow, okay? Okay, and then he's gone. Emma stares at the door for a long moment. When she finally turns to me, the hardness in her eyes has softened just slightly. He seems nice, she says quietly. Different from Dad, but nice. It's the first time she's said something to me that isn't laced with anger or pain. He does, I whisper. Do you think Sophie and James will like me? I think they'll love you. Patricia drives Emma back to her house. I walk to my car alone and sit in the driver's seat, not moving. For the first time in weeks, I don't feel completely hopeless. Emma can have a father who chooses her, even if David couldn't. Maybe that's enough. Maybe we can survive this after all. I don't hear from David for 2 months. Nothing. Not a text, not an email, not even angry voicemails. Just silence. I finally corner his secretary in the parking garage at his firm. Jenny looks uncomfortable the moment she sees me. Mrs. Morrison, I can't. I'm not asking you to betray any confidences. I just need to know if he's alive, she sighs. He's alive. He's living in an apartment downtown. Tower Place, I think. That's all I can tell you. Is he okay? Jenny hesitates. I really can't say, which means no. Patricia is the one who tells me the rest. My son is a coward, she says during one of my Tuesday visits. She's angrier than I've ever seen her. 2 spots of color high on her cheeks. I called him yesterday. Do you know what he said to me? I can't talk about this right now, Mom. Can't talk about it. He abandons his daughter and he can't talk about it. Patricia. I raised him better than this. Her voice shakes. Walking away from your child, regardless of biology. It's unforgivable. I didn't raise him to be cruel. You didn't raise him to be lied to for 18 years either. I say quietly, this is my fault. You made a terrible mistake 18 years ago, Patricia says firmly. But David is making a worse one right now, and he's the only one who can fix it. The rumors start a few weeks later. I'm picking up coffee when I run into Melissa Chen, someone from the neighborhood book club I used to attend. She gives me this pitying look that makes my skin crawl. "Oh, Claire, I heard about you and David. I'm so sorry. Thank you." And I heard about David's difficulties at work. Such a shame. He's worked so hard for that partnership. My stomach drops. "What difficulties?" Melissa leans in conspiratorially. "Well, I heard from Janet, whose husband works with David, that he's been missing deadlines, snapping at clients. There was some incident at a work event where he had too much to drink and made it scene. I see. They're saying the firm might pass him over for senior partner. Can you imagine after 10 years? I can imagine. I can imagine it all too well. Emma's friend Taylor comes by Patricia's house while I'm visiting. She hesitates when she sees me. "Hi, Mrs. Morrison." "Hi, Taylor. How are you?" "I'm okay. Emma's upstairs. I'll just..." "Taylor, wait." I stand up. "Is there something you want to tell me?" She shifts her weight, uncomfortable. "It's just, my mom knows some people at Mr. Morrison's firm. She said he's not doing well. I thought Emma should know, but I didn't want to upset her more." "What did your mother hear?" "That he's kind of falling apart, missing work, drinking. People are worried about him. Part of me feels vindicated. He deserves to suffer after what he did to Emma. But another part, the part that loved him for 20 years, aches. I never wanted to destroy him. I just wanted to keep my family together. 3 months after David left, my phone rings with an unknown number. "Claire, it's James, David's brother." "James, hi. We need to talk about David. Can you meet me?" We arranged to meet at a diner off the highway, neutral territory. When I arrive, James is already there, looking exhausted. He's younger than David by 4 years, but today he looks older. "Thanks for coming," he says. "What's going on?" "David's falling apart, Claire. I'm worried about him. He won't talk to anyone, won't see a therapist, just sits in that apartment drinking and feeling sorry for himself." Anger rises in my throat, hot and bitter. My daughter is falling apart too. Emma cries herself to sleep every night, wondering why her father stopped loving her. Where's David's concern for her? James holds up his hands. "I know. I'm not defending what he did. Then why are we here? Because I'm trying to understand what happened. How did it get this bad?" I stare at him. "You want the whole story?" "Yes." So I tell him. I tell him about Marcus, about the separation that never became a divorce, about thinking Emma was David's and choosing to believe it because it was easier. I tell him about 18 years of lying, of convincing myself I was protecting everyone when I was only protecting myself. When I finish, James is quiet for a long time. He stirs his coffee absently, not drinking it. You should have told him the truth from the beginning. He finally says, "The moment you suspected, lying for 18 years, that's what broke him, Claire. Not the cheating, not even Emma's paternity. The fact that you let him love a child while knowing she might not be his." His words cut deep because they're true. I was a coward, I admit. I chose my own comfort over honesty. I chose to protect myself instead of doing what was right. Yes, you did. "But James, Emma is innocent in all this. She didn't ask for any of this. Can you talk to David? Can you make him see what he's doing to her?" James rubs his face. "I can try, but you need to understand something about my brother. Once he makes up his mind about something, it's almost impossible to change it. He's the most stubborn man I've ever met. Please just try." "I will." I stand to leave and James calls after me. "Claire." I turn back. "For what it's worth, I think you're paying for your mistake. Maybe more than you deserve, but David is paying too, and he doesn't even realize it yet. Losing Emma will be the biggest regret of his life. Will it be enough to bring him back?" James's expression is bleak. "I don't know. I honestly don't know." James calls me a week later. I talked to him, and he hung up on me, told me I didn't understand. that I couldn't possibly understand what it feels like to find out your entire life is a lie. What did you say? I told him that Emma's entire life just became a lie too, and she's 18 years old. I told him he was being selfish and cruel and exactly like our father. I wince. David's father left when David was 10. He swore he'd never be like him. That didn't go well, I take it. He told me to go to hell and hung up. Thank you for trying. I'm not giving up, but Claire, you need to prepare yourself for the possibility that he's never coming back. Not to you, and not to Emma. After we hang up, I sit in my empty house and try to accept that truth. Some bridges once burned can never be rebuilt. David loved Emma for 18 years, but that love wasn't strong enough to survive the truth, and maybe nothing could have been. The day Emma graduates, the weather is perfect, sunny, 72 degrees, not a cloud in the sky. Like the universe is mocking us with its brightness. I arrive at the high school auditorium early and find Patricia already there, saving seats. Marcus and Diane are with her, Marcus in a suit that looks slightly too formal for the occasion. Claire. Diane stands and hugs me before I can prepare myself. She's warm and soft and smells like lavender. It's good to see you. You too. Emma's so excited you all could make it, Patricia says, though her smile is tight. I look at the empty seat beside her, the seat David should occupy. I'm going to sit further back, I say. Give Emma space. Claire, you don't have to. I do. I move 7 rows back and sit at the end of an aisle, alone. The ceremony is long, 240, 3 graduates, each name read aloud. I watch Emma in the crowd of blue gowns, her dark hair pulled back, her posture perfect. When they call Emma Rose Morrison, my heart stops. She walks across that stage with her head high. Accepts her diploma with honors, summa cum laude. The principal announces. The audience applauds, and I see Marcus stand up, whistling. Emma smiles, a real smile. I cry quietly into my hands, proud and heartbroken all at once. Patricia hosts a gathering at her house afterward. Not a party exactly, just close friends and family. Marcus and Diane are there. James Morrison came without David, of course. Taylor and a few of Emma's other friends from school. My sister Karen, who flew in from Denver and doesn't know the full story. Where's David? Karen asks me in the kitchen. Not here, but Emma's graduation. Karen, please, not now. She drops it, but I can feel her confusion. In the living room, Emma is laughing with Taylor, blowing out candles on a cake Patricia ordered from the bakery downtown. She looks happy, or at least content. I stay in the corners, trying to be invisible. Marcus approaches with a small wrapped box. I have something for Emma. Is now a good time? It's her day. Any time is good. He walks over to where Emma is standing with Diane and Patricia. Emma, can I talk to you for a second? Sure. Everyone quiets as Marcus hands her the box. This belonged to my mother. He says, Your grandmother, she passed away 5 years ago, but before she died, she told me that if I ever had a daughter, she wanted her to have this. Emma opens the box carefully. Inside is a delicate gold necklace with a small jade pendant. She always wanted a granddaughter. Marcus continues, his voice thick. I think she'd want you to have this. Emma starts crying. She pulls the necklace out and holds it up to the light, and then she throws her arms around Marcus's neck. Thank you, she sobs. Thank you for choosing me. Marcus hugs her tight, and over her shoulder, I see Diane wiping tears from her eyes. I slip out to the back porch before anyone can see me fall apart. Most of the guests leave by 8. Karen hugs me goodbye, still confused but trying to be supportive. James shakes my hand and tells me Emma looks well. She is well, I say. No thanks to your brother. I know. I'm sorry. Marcus and Diane leave last. Diane hugs Emma for a long time. We're having a barbecue next month. She says, 4th of July. We'd love for you to come meet Sophie and James properly. If you're ready, I'd like that. Emma says, after they're gone, the house is quiet. Patricia is in the kitchen cleaning up. Emma finds me on the back porch. Mom, can we talk? My stomach clenches, of course. We walk out to Patricia's garden, to the wooden bench where we used to sit when Emma was little, where I'd read her picture books about princesses and dragons. Emma sits first, and I sit beside her, careful to leave space between us. I've been thinking a lot, Emma begins. Her voice is steady, controlled, about everything that happened, about you, about Dad, about Marcus. I brace myself for more anger, more accusations. I deserve them all. I'm still angry at you, Mom. I know. I don't know if I'll ever fully get over what you did. The lying, the years of deception. It broke something in me. Trust, maybe, or innocence. I don't know. Emma, let me finish. She takes a breath, but I'm starting to understand that people make mistakes. Terrible, life-changing mistakes. And I'm starting to understand that holding on to anger is just poisoning me. I don't dare speak. I've been seeing a therapist, she continues. Grandma Patricia set it up. It's been helping me process everything, the abandonment, the identity crisis, the grief. I'm glad. My therapist asked me who I want in my life going forward, who I want to forgive, who I want to let go. And I realized something. She turns to look at me directly. David was my father for 18 years. He taught me everything I know about being strong, about standing up for what's right, about integrity and honor. But the moment things got hard, the moment he found out I wasn't biologically his, he threw all those lessons away. He proved that his love was conditional. Her voice doesn't waver. That's not the kind of person I want in my life. A father who only loves you when it's convenient, when you fit his idea of who you should be. That's not real love. That's possession. Emma, he's hurting. I don't care. Her voice hardens. He made his choice. He chose his pride and his pain over me, and I'm choosing to let him go. She wipes her eyes roughly, but Marcus, he didn't have to show up. He didn't have to accept me into his life. He could have denied the paternity test, claimed it was a mistake, protected his family from this mess. But he didn't. He chose me. Even though it complicated his life, even though it meant difficult conversations with his wife and kids, he chose me anyway. He's a good man. He's what a real father should be. Emma turns to me. And you. You made a terrible mistake. You lied for 18 years. You destroyed our family. You hurt me in ways I'm still discovering. I nod, tears streaming down my face. But you also tried to fix it. You found Marcus. You gave me answers when you could have kept lying. You let me be angry, let me hate you, without defending yourself or making excuses. She reaches for my hand. I take it, hardly daring to breathe. I'm not ready to forgive you completely, she says, quietly, but I'm ready to try. I'm ready to move forward, because staying angry is just hurting me, and I'm tired of hurting. I'm so tired, Mom. We cry together on that bench for a long time. I hold my daughter's hand and feel something shift between us. Not forgiveness, not yet, but the beginning of healing. When we finally go back inside, Patricia sees our rimmed eyes and just nods knowingly. Healing takes time, she says, but it starts with choosing to heal. That night, I sleep in my own bed for the first time in months without waking up at 3 a.m. in a panic. The road ahead is still long and difficult. Emma and I have years of rebuilding ahead of us, but she's given me something precious. A chance to be her mother again, to earn back her trust, to prove that my love, unlike David's, is unconditional, and I won't waste it. I'm reaching for oranges when I see him. At first, I don't recognize the man standing in the produce section. He's too thin, his hair graying at the temples in a way that makes him look a decade older. But then he turns and our eyes meet David. For a moment, we just stare at each other. I think he's going to turn and walk away. Pretend he didn't see me. Instead, he walks toward me. Claire, His voice is hoarse, rough, like he hasn't used it properly in months. David, we stand there awkwardly, him empty-handed, me gripping my shopping cart so hard my knuckles turn white. How? He swallows hard. How is Emma? It's the first time he's said her name in 8 months, and I feel a flash of anger so intense I have to force myself to breathe. She's good. I say coldly, no thanks to you. David flinches like, I've slapped him. I deserve that. I deserve all of it. He looks broken, nothing like the confident, successful man I married. His suit hangs loose on his frame. There are dark circles under his eyes. I heard she's going to UCLA in the fall, full scholarship, marine biology program. I'm proud. He stops, correcting himself. I mean, she must be doing well. I can't hold back anymore. You don't get to be proud. I snap. You abandoned her. You chose your hurt feelings over 18 years of being her father. You missed her graduation, her 18th birthday. All because you couldn't handle the fact that biology doesn't make family. Claire. She cried for you, David, every single night for months. She called your phone over and over, begging you to come home, and you ignored her. You made her feel like she was nothing, like 18 years of love meant nothing because of a DNA test. David's eyes fill with tears. I made a mistake, the biggest mistake of my life. I let my ego and my hurt destroy the best thing I ever had. I want to feel satisfaction at seeing him broken, want to feel vindicated, but I just feel empty. Emma has a father now. I tell him. Marcus is in her life. He chose her when you rejected her. He flew across the country to meet her. He introduced her to his family. He gave her a necklace that belonged to his mother and told her she was wanted. I'm glad he's everything you should have been. Supportive, loving, present. So whatever regret you're feeling, David, it's too late. The damage is done. I start to walk away, pushing my cart toward the checkout. David grabs my arm gently. Please. I stop. Can I see her? His voice breaks. Can I just talk to her, apologize, try to explain? I pull my arm free. That's not my decision to make anymore. It's Emma's. Will you ask her? Will you? No. I turn to face him. But I'll tell you this. She's been in therapy for months dealing with the abandonment issues you gave her. She's finally starting to heal, to understand her worth isn't tied to your rejection. If you want back in her life, you have to ask her yourself, and if she says no, you have to respect that. David nods, defeated. Will you at least tell her I asked? Tell her I'm sorry? I shake my head. Tell her yourself, David. You owe her that much. I leave him standing there in the produce section, looking lost. 2 weeks later, Emma calls me. Mom, can you come over to Grandma's? I need to show you something. When I arrive, Emma is sitting at Patricia's kitchen table with an envelope in her hands. They are shaking. What is it? A letter from David. It came yesterday, but I couldn't open it. I finally did this morning. She hands it to me. The handwriting is David's, but messier than I remember, less controlled. Dear Emma, I don't know if you'll read this. I don't know if I deserve for you to read this, but I need to try. I made a mistake. Not the mistake of loving you for 18 years. That was never a mistake. The mistake was walking away. The mistake was letting my pain and my pride matter more than you. You are my daughter. Not because of biology, but because I chose you every day for 18 years. I chose you when you were a colicky baby who wouldn't sleep. I chose you when you were 6 and broke your arm falling out of that tree. I chose you when you were 13 and we fought about curfew. I chose you over and over, and then when it mattered most, I stopped choosing you. That's on me, not on you. Not on your mother, on me. I don't expect forgiveness. I don't expect you to want me in your life. But I need you to know that abandoning you was the worst thing I've ever done, and I will regret it for the rest of my life. If you ever want to talk, I'm here. If you never want to see me again, I understand. I love you. I've always loved you. I always will. Dad Emmer reads it 3 times, then carefully folds it and puts it back in the envelope. What are you going to do? I ask gently. She's quiet for a long moment, staring at the envelope. Nothing. She finally says, "Not right now. Maybe someday I'll be ready to hear what he has to say. But right now, I need to focus on my future, not his regrets." Patricia, who's been standing in the doorway, nods approvingly. "That's very mature, sweetheart. I just don't have the energy to deal with his guilt on top of everything else." Emma says,
"Is that selfish?" "No." I tell her, "That's self-preservation. That's healthy." Emma looks at me. "Do you think he means it, the apology?"
"I think he does. I ran into him a few weeks ago. He looked destroyed, good." Her voice is hard. "He should be destroyed. He destroyed me. But you rebuilt yourself." I say softly, "You're stronger now, and you did it without him." Emma nods slowly. "Yeah, I did." Emma leaves for UCLA in August. Marcus and Diane drive down from Seattle to help her move into her dorm. Patricia rents a van and brings all of Emma's belongings. I follow in my own car, not wanting to impose on the family tableau. We spend the day setting up her room. Marcus assembles furniture. Diane organizes Emma's closet. Patricia hangs curtains. I make the bed and try not to cry. I can't believe my baby's going to college. I say, "Mom, don't," but Emma's smiling. James Morrison shows up in the afternoon with a care package. Ramen, energy drinks, a first aid kit, and $500 cash. "For emergencies," he says, hugging Emma, "and if you need anything, you call me. I'm only 2 hours away in San Diego. Thanks, Uncle James." He pulls me aside before he leaves. "David asked me to give Emma a card. I told him to mail it himself. Was that the right call?" "Yes. He needs to do his own dirty work now." James nods. "He's in therapy, you know. Finally, trying to get his life together. Good for him. Do you think Emma will ever forgive him?" I look over at my daughter, laughing with Marcus about something on her phone. I don't know. Maybe. But it's not my place to push her either way. Fair enough. That evening, after everyone leaves, I take Emma to dinner at a small Italian restaurant near campus. "How are you feeling?" I ask, scared, excited, relieved. She takes a sip of water. "Free, kind of. Free. From all the drama, the pain, I get to start over here. Nobody knows about David or Marcus or any of it. I'm just Emma. You were always just Emma," I tell her. The rest was noise. She reaches across the table and takes my hand. "Thank you, Mom, for finding Marcus, for fighting for me, for not giving up even when I hated you. I'll never give up on you." "I know." We eat in comfortable silence, and for the first time in a year, I feel something like peace. David sent another letter last week. Emma hasn't opened it yet. Maybe for Christmas. She says, "When I ask, or maybe never. I don't know yet, and that's okay. Emma is building a life filled with people who chose to love her. Marcus, Diane, Patricia, James, even me, earning back her trust one day at a time. As for David, I hear through James that he's rebuilding too. Therapy, work, trying to forgive himself. Part of me hopes he finds peace, but a bigger part knows some mistakes have consequences that last forever. David lost his daughter because he couldn't see past DNA to the relationship they'd built. That's his burden to carry, and honestly, it's exactly what karma demanded. The August sun beats down on it. As I pull into the UCLA parking lot, my car packed to the brim with Emma's belongings. My hands are trembling on the steering wheel, not from nerves about the drive, but from the weight of this moment. My daughter is leaving home. After everything we've been through this past year, she's starting fresh. "Mom, you're gripping that steering wheel like it's going to fly away," Emma says from passenger seat, a smile playing at her lips. "Sorry." I force my fingers to relax, just taking it all in. I know. Her voice softens me too. Patricia's SUV pulls up beside us, followed by Marcus's rental car. Within minutes, we're all standing in the parking lot, surrounded by boxes and suitcases. Diane is there too, having flown down with Marcus. It's strange, this makeshift family we've become. the grandmother who chose her grandchild over her son, the biological father who stepped up, his wife who welcomed a complication into their lives, and me, the woman whose lie set all of this in motion. Third floor. Marcus asks, hefting 2 boxes at once. No elevator. Welcome to dorm life. Emma laughs. Character building. Is that what we're calling it? Diane jokes, grabbing a suitcase. We make a chain, hauling Emma's life up 3 flights of stairs. I'm sweating through my shirt by the second trip, but I don't care. Every box I carry feels like penance, like proof that I'm still here, still trying, still her mother. The dorm room is tiny, 2 beds, 2 desks, 2 small closets. A blonde girl is already inside, hanging posters on her side. The room she turns when we enter, her face lighting up. You must be Emma. I'm Jessica, your roommate. She practically bounces over, radiating enthusiasm. I'm from Portland, well, just outside Portland really, and I'm majoring in environmental science, and I love hiking, and oh my gosh, I'm totally overwhelming you, aren't I? My mom says I do that. Emma grins. No, you're perfect. I'm Emma. This is my mom Claire, my grandmother Patricia, my biological father Marcus, his wife Diane. We're a complicated bunch. Patricia interjects smoothly. Don't worry, there won't be a test. Jessica laughs. My family's complicated too. I totally get it. For the next few hours, we transform the sterile dorm room into Emma's space. Marcus assembles the desk organizer she bought, his engineer's brain making quick work of confusing instructions. Diane helps Emma arrange her textbooks, sharing stories about her own college experience. Patricia fusses over the bedding, insisting Emma needs more blankets, even though it's 80 degrees outside. I hang Emma's favorite photographs on the wall. Pictures from her childhood, from our trips to the beach, from her graduation. There's a conspicuous absence in these photos. David should be here. He should be the one assembling furniture, giving fatherly advice, embarrassing Emma with dad jokes. But he's not. He chose to walk away, and this is what he's missing. Mom. That one's crooked, Emma says gently, appearing at my elbow. I adjust the frame. Better. Perfect. She pauses. Thank you for being here. Where else would I be? She doesn't answer, but I know what she's thinking. David isn't here. David chose not to be here. By evening, the room looks lived in and loved. Patricia and Diane head to their hotels, promising to meet us for breakfast tomorrow. Marcus lingers in the doorway. Emma, I'm really proud of you, he says, and I can hear the emotion in his voice. You're going to do amazing things here. Thanks. Marcus, Emma hugs him, and I see him squeeze his eyes shut, holding on to this moment. When they pull apart, he glances at me. Claire, thank you for letting me be part of this. You're her father. I say quietly, you deserve to be here. After he leaves, Emma closes the door and turns to me. Stay a little longer. We sit on her bed, surrounded by boxes and bags and the evidence of her new life. The sounds of the dorm filter through the walls. Laughter, music, doors slamming, life happening all around us. Thank you, Mom, Emma says suddenly. I blink, surprised. Emma hasn't thanked me for anything in a year. For what? For not giving up, for finding Marcus, for dealing with all the mess I put you through this year. Emma, you didn't put me through anything. I caused this, all of it. She takes my hand, her grip firm. I know, and I've been thinking about that a lot in therapy. Dr. Sanders helped me understand something important. She takes a deep breath. You made a mistake 18 years ago. It was wrong, it was selfish, and it had huge consequences. But that mistake gave me life. My throat tightens. And then you spent 18 years being the best mother you could be. She continues. You didn't have to tell David the truth when the DNA test came up. You could have lied, denied it, destroyed the evidence, but you chose honesty, even knowing it would destroy everything. That took courage. Tears streamed down my face. I should have told him from the beginning. I should never have. Yes, you should have. Emma interrupts. But you can't change the past. None of us can. David can't take back abandoning me. Marcus can't get back the 18 years he missed. And you can't undo your mistake. All we can do is move forward. She squeezes my hand tighter. I forgive you, Mom. Not because what you did was okay, but because holding onto anger is killing me. I want to be free. I want to live my life without this weight. I pull her into my arms and we cry for the family we lost, for the pain we've endured, for the healing that's only just begun. I cry for the little girl who loved her daddy unconditionally, and for the young woman who learned that love can be withdrawn as easily as a signature on a check. When we finally pull apart, Emma smiles through her tears. I need you to forgive yourself too, because I need my mom, not a guilt-tridden ghost, but my actual mom. Can you do that? I nod, even though I'm not sure I can. But for Emma, I'll try. I love you. I've loved you from the moment I knew you existed. That's never changed, not for a second. I know, Mom. I've always known. The months that follow are a blur of video calls and care packages. Emma thrives at UCLA. She joins the Environmental Action Coalition, makes friends from all over the world. Aces her first round of midterms. She calls Marcus every Sunday morning, their conversations growing longer and more comfortable each week. In November, she texts me, going to Seattle for Thanksgiving. Marcus invited me to meet Sophie and James. Is that okay? Of course it's okay, I reply, even though my heart aches at the thought of spending Thanksgiving alone. Patricia calls an hour later. You're coming to my house for Thanksgiving, and I won't take no for an answer. The pictures Emma sends from Seattle make me smile despite my loneliness. Emma and Sophie baking cookies, flour on both their faces, Emma and James playing video games, competitive grins matching, Emma with Marcus and Diane, all of them laughing at something off camera. They're great kids, she texts. I'm lucky to have them. I'm glad. I text back, and I mean it. Marcus emails me that weekend. She's an incredible young woman. You did a good job raising her, Claire. I read that email 3 times, crying each time. Patricia and I meet for coffee every Thursday now. She's become my anchor, this woman who chose her grandchild over her son's pride. David called last night. She tells me one afternoon in December, asked about Emma. What did you tell him? That if he wants to know about her, he should reach out himself. She stirs her coffee, frowning. He's afraid. He knows he doesn't deserve forgiveness. Maybe he doesn't. I say quietly, no. Patricia agrees, but he's my son and I love him. I just wish he wasn't such a coward. He lost the most precious thing in his life because he couldn't see past his own hurt. When Emma comes home for winter break, she's different, more confident, more self-assured. David has sent 3 more letters during the semester. She's read them all but hasn't responded. I'm not ready, she tells me. Maybe I never will be. He chose to walk away, and now he has to live with that choice. I support whatever you decide. I tell her, his redemption isn't your responsibility. On Christmas Eve, we gather at Patricia's house. Emma, Patricia, James, and me. It's small and unconventional, but it's warm. Emma gives me a framed photo from graduation day, inscribed with words that make me sob. Family isn't about perfection, it's about showing up. Later, driving home, Emma's phone rings. It's Marcus. Merry Christmas, she says, her face lighting up. For 20 minutes, she tells him about her classes, her friends, her plans for next semester. When she hangs up, she looks thoughtful. I have 2 families now. My LA family with you and Grandma Patricia and Uncle James, and my Seattle family with Marcus, Diane, Sophie, and James. It's complicated and messy, but it's mine. What about David? I ask carefully. Emma is quiet for a long time. We're at a stoplight, red reflecting off her face in the darkness. David made his choice. She finally says, he chose to let biology matter more than love. I've made my choice too. I've chosen to surround myself with people who want me, who fight for me, who show up. David doesn't fit that description anymore. Maybe someday I'll be ready to hear his apologies, but that day isn't today.
And maybe it never will be.
And I'm okay with that. In that moment, I realized something profound. Emma doesn't need my guilt anymore. She doesn't need David's regret. She doesn't even need Marcus's biology. Emma has grown into a woman who knows her worth isn't defined by who wants her or who doesn't. She's stronger than I ever was, braver than David ever could be. She survived the worst kind of betrayal, abandonment, but someone who was supposed to love her unconditionally and came out the other side intact, whole, unbroken. As for me, I'm learning to forgive myself, not because what I did was excusable, but because Emma was right. Holding on to guilt is its own kind of prison. I made a terrible mistake 18 years ago, and the consequences devastated my family. But I also raised an incredible daughter who taught me that love is a choice, not an obligation. David chose to walk away. Marcus chose to step up. Emma chose to heal, and I'm choosing to move forward, carrying the lessons of my failures,
not letting them define me. The story doesn't end with reconciliation or neat resolution. It ends with Emma building her future, surrounded by people who love her for who she is, not what she
represents. Marcus has embraced fatherhood in a way that honors both his existing family and his newfound daughter. Patricia has shown that being a grandmother means standing by your grandchild even when it means standing against your own child. And David is learning the hardest lesson of all, that some mistakes cost you everything, and sometimes karma's justice is simply living with what you've lost. I cheated once 18 years ago, and my husband abandoned our daughter overnight after a DNA test. The fallout destroyed a marriage, shattered a family, and taught us all that parenthood isn't about biology, it's about showing up, day after day, no matter what. David failed that test, but in his absence, the rest of us learned to be family in ways that matter more than blood ever could. That's not the ending I would have chosen, but it's the one we've earned, and maybe, in time, it will be enough.